Hey everyone, Dumont Owen here. It is noon on, yes, today's Wednesday. And today we're talking about 10 ways to promote your personal brand on LinkedIn. Now, before we get started, I wanted to do a couple of things. First of all, for those of you for whom this is the first trip or the first time you've been with us, above you, there is a place for you to click to have Facebook allow StreamYard to see your questions and comments. So be sure and click that or you're anonymous. Now, if you've been on before, you don't have to do it because you'll always show up that way. Secondly, StreamYard, and I'm going to be going with Zoom very shortly, but StreamYard isn't set up so that I can see your questions when you're asking them. So hold them until the end. That's the best way to do it, and then I will check back at the end. If there's a good time in between to do it, I will. I am also going to hold on a second. If you have any trouble seeing this, I'm also live in the Dumont & Associates company page. So you can go in on either one of those. But as soon as we have Zoom, I'm going to be able to talk with you and see all your questions. So, just hang on for a few more times. Anyway, what we're talking about today is 10 ways to promote your personal brand on LinkedIn. And this is so close to my heart. The main difference you're going to find between me and most other LinkedIn experts is that I focus on personal branding. I have advanced training in personal branding. So I always show you how to build and promote your brand on LinkedIn. Now, why? Because for one thing, people pay more for a brand, okay? They remember a brand. Do you remember the exact name of that generic cola that you picked up 2 weeks ago? Probably not. But I'll bet even if you don't drink colas, that you recognize the names Coca-Cola and Pepsi-Cola, right? So your brand is everything. Your brand really gets you through. And so that's what we're focusing on today. Hold on a second, and I am going to, hold on. Share my screen. Come on. Wait a minute. Okay. Now. Okay. Hold on just a sec. Now, interestingly enough, I'm not, hold on. This happened once before. Okay, we are just on that. So we are sharing the screen and now, but it doesn't look like it's sharing the screen. I'm not getting that here on this end. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Okay, it was. I got a new computer a little while ago, and before I used to have to go through all these machinations, and so it's built in. I have to get used to not having to do that anymore. So today we're going to be talking again about 10 ways to promote your brand on LinkedIn. We're going to be covering the LinkedIn Social Selling Index because that's one of the reasons that you want to promote your brand. What a personal brand actually is. 10 ways that you can promote your personal brand. And then at the end, stick around because I have a special gift that is going to make it really easier for you to optimize your LinkedIn profile. Okay, so here we go. First thing I want to talk to you is about the LinkedIn Social Selling Index. And I have the address right up here. Now, what is the LinkedIn Social Selling Index? Think of it as a guide. A record of how well you are doing with sales on LinkedIn. So There are 4 parts of this, and each part goes into this social selling index. Now, social selling is what we call selling on LinkedIn because it's a social media platform. And digital marketing is one of those things that we're going to be talking a lot about over the weeks. So you're going to want to either take a screenshot, or just wait until tomorrow when I send out the recording. Okay, either one. So the first 2 things you're going to see are 1, establishing your professional brand. Well, that's exactly what we're going to be talking about today. But other parts of that social index, selling index, because there are 4 parts, are to find the right people. So that's prospecting, learning how to target and identify your ideal clients, engaging with insights. And engaging with insights has to do with how often you remember, LinkedIn's all about developing relationships. So this is how often you are actually going into your news feed and following up with somebody on something that they have published, commenting, shared, and then commenting and then sharing them. That's a big part of it because you are engaging those people with insights that you got from LinkedIn's newsfeed. Okay, so that's engaging with insights, and we're going to go over. I have a new social selling index webinar coming up, so stay tuned. We'll be going through it in much more detail. And then finally, building relationships, and this is what LinkedIn is really all about. It's building those relationships because we're all coaches and consultants and professional service providers. And if we charge a high cost for our high ticket items, those people who we're approaching to buy need to know, like, and trust us. They need to have that trust. And that means building that relationship. Okay? It's not like the Fuller Brush guy, right? Well, is there even a Fuller Brush guy anymore? Probably not. But it's not like what we used to think as a door-to-door salesman. Okay, so what exactly is your personal brand? We refer to it, or I refer to it, as your unique promise of value. It's unique because you are the only person on earth with that exact personal brand. It is unique to you. Nobody, you don't share that brand with anyone else. It's a promise because it's totally authentic. You are the same here as you are at a networking event, or with a client, or at church, or with your kids, or anything. You are always the same person. That's authentically you. And that is the only way you want to be on LinkedIn. And then finally, your personal brand includes value. And by value, I mean, value only works if it's relevant to your ideal clients, right? So it's value that you provide to your ideal clients that they will relate to. Okay, that is your personal brand, your unique promise of value. I call it a UPV. Some people refer to it as your unique value proposition. Okay. 10 ways for you to promote your brand on LinkedIn. Let's just get down to the nitty-gritty of this, okay? 1, you want an absolutely complete profile. And by a profile, I mean you want a profile that is really going to be fully branded and optimized. And that's what my free gift will help you with. 2, use multimedia on your profile and in posts. And on your LinkedIn profile, there is now, there's a featured section. So you want to make sure that you have multimedia, images, presentations, 10-minute videos, because that's all LinkedIn will let you put on there. Anything like that you can put on there that has multimedia. And as much as Google loves images, Google loves moving images even more. So you definitely want to add multimedia in your profile and in your post. Mix it up a little bit, have an image, do a video. They're not being pushed to the top of LinkedIn anymore, but you still get a good viewing percentage by including video. or do posts and have them in there. Something from Canva and something something from Canva. Okay. Create a company page. Now, for those of you who are just starting out, this is going to be the second thing you do, because your LinkedIn profile links to your company page, and your company page allows you to do a whole bunch more stuff. But when you post something on LinkedIn, it also shows up on your company page. Don't post from your company page. It will show up there. If you post on your company page, no one is going to see it. Okay, so post it on your LinkedIn profile. You're going to want to engage people with insight. And that's what we were just talking about in the social selling index. By engaging with insight, remember, you're going to go to your news feed on your home page. I can't talk today. On your home page. And you are going to look for people, and all those people, remember, all those people on your home page are either connections or they're people that you're following. So these are important people. So when you engage with insight, and you go in and you comment on somebody's post and you share it or like it or whatever you do, all of that is engaging with insight. So do that a lot. And when you do that, people are going to see your tagline. Okay, they're going to see your tagline that tells them your personal brand, because your tagline, your headline on LinkedIn should always include your personal brand. Who you help, how you help them, and what makes the way you help them different. Okay, and the results. We'll be talking more about that in a while too. Okay, so, and the last one is sharing relevant information. Now, this is that value part of your personal brand, that unique promise of value. That's the part that has to be absolutely 100% related to your ideal clients. Because if it's not related to them and you're sending them messaging that has what you think is a value, if it's not a value to them, it's spam. Okay? The very definition of spam is giving people, posting things to people that is irrelevant to them, and doing it a lot. So, no spam. Make sure that anything that you promote on LinkedIn is all about your brand and your target niche. Okay? Okay, another way is to participate in groups. And I know LinkedIn groups suck. They really do. This is why I have my group on Facebook. And quite frankly, every other LinkedIn expert I know has a Facebook group. Because LinkedIn, well, not everyone. Some are now live streaming on LinkedIn. I am not doing that yet. But when you participate in groups, you can pick out a few people that you can choose to comment, to help out with comments, with promoting their content, and just participating in them, following a few people at a time and really developing that relationship. Because then you can, once a month, every month, you can send them 15 invitations to connect that aren't reliant on having their personal email or anything like that. Now, this is across all your groups, but find one group or 3 groups that you can really work, that really seem to have the members that you really want, and that aren't total spam. So you're going to have to do a little investigation here, but when you find those right groups and you go in there, you've already, when you invite them to connect, you have already become known to them, because you're the only freaking person who's commenting on what they're doing in that group. Okay? You are the only one. So when you invite them to connect, they're going to accept your invitation. So this is very important. Work the groups. No one else is doing it. So just do some research, Find the groups that your ideal clients are hanging out in and use them, and then take advantage of those 15 invitation requests. Next, produce high quality content. And, there has long been a debate on LinkedIn about quantity versus quality. And here's where I come down. I always, always, always emphasize content or quality over quantity. And by that I mean, there is so much junk on LinkedIn. There are so many people just publishing quotes, and other things like that, and they don't really mean anything to anybody. Produce quality, so you don't have to produce new content and post new content every single day. In fact, we used to tell people, this is how long I've been on LinkedIn. We used to tell people to post 3 to 5 times a day. Who can come up with quality content that way? All right. By the very definition of that kind of high quantity content, that means that you've got to be putting things out there that people don't care. They don't care. I almost said a really bad word, but they don't care anything about that. So here's my best advice. Post 1 to 3 times a week. And when you post, try and leave 48 hours in between. So that means you're either going to be doing it on Monday, Wednesday, or Friday, or Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. And I know you're getting all of this advice on post it at this particular time of day, and on this particular day. Well, that's assuming that all of your followers and connections are local, are in the same time zone as you. So if they're not, if you've got national or international people, then follow this pattern. Post on the best days that your clients seem to respond. So make it a Monday, Wednesday, or Friday, or a Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, and use Buffer or Hootsuite to schedule them. All right. Enough said. Tag people and use hashtags strategically. By this, I mean when you are promoting your brand on LinkedIn, you have a post on LinkedIn, go back in once it's been posted and tag 1 or 2 people. Not any more than that, because LinkedIn's going to punish you if you tag a whole bunch of people who don't respond. Okay, so go in and tag people, but do it with people that are going to respond to you. Or tip them off, the day before. Tell them you're sending this topic out, or even send them a copy of the article so that they can go in during the first 2 hours and really, really promote your blog or your post, because LinkedIn looks at what happens in those first 2 hours. Okay. Also, use hashtags strategically. I would urge you to have only 3 to 5 hashtags and to use those hashtags consistently. Now, one of those hashtags should be either your name or your company. I use hashtag Dumont Owen. I could use hashtag Dumont and Associates. Either one of those would work. And then your other 4 ones are going to relate to your absolutely top topics that you post on. Ask and answer questions. Oh my gosh. When you post something, or when someone asks a question on LinkedIn, you want to get your brand out there again. Answer their question. Comment on it. And when you post things, ask a question. Here's the magic formula. Write your post, ask an open-ended question, ask people to post comments below, and then go back in when it's posted in those first 2 hours and tag 1 to 2 people, and just ask them to comment and share if they want, but primarily to comment. Okay, this way, when the LinkedIn bot cruises your posts, as it will in those first 2 hours, it's going to see some interaction, and that is going to carry your brand further. So post high quality and ask and answer questions. Nurture relationships. Well, that's what we've been talking about, isn't it? All of this goes into nurturing relationships. Every time you interact with someone, they're going to see your brand. Okay? So spend a lot of time promoting your brand, promoting it through what's on your profile, promote it through, what's in your group, what your groups are doing, promote it with high quality content. If we go back one, whoops, come on. No. Okay. Okay. Also, your profile is so important, as I've been mentioning. So I'm going to throw it open to questions right now, and then I'm going to come back and give you, no, you know what? I'm going to show it to you now. Then you can hang around for questions. Hold on, let me go down. Yep, come on. Okay, here it is. The LinkedIn profile checklist is something that I just started offering recently. And it is a 3-page checklist that will guide you through LinkedIn so that you can really promote your brand on LinkedIn. So you want anytime your ideal client lands on your profile, you want them to know they are in the right place right off the bat. Now, I'm not doing a LinkedIn profile webinar right now, but I do one every other month. So watch out for this. But in the meantime, download my LinkedIn profile checklist. This is the link. Either take a screenshot, or if you want, just wait until tomorrow and I send out the recording and you can do it then. And I'll also send out the slides with it. So anything you want to know about that, you certainly can. Now, I have to explain my mouse guide, so I'm trying to do this on my trackpad. Come on. Okay. Okay, okay, finally. All right. Now I'm not able to get back to StreamYard. Where did it go? Here we go. Okay. It's been one of those days. All right, so I have stopped sharing, and I can see, let me go to the link to the Facebook group real quick, because sometimes it's easier for you to ask questions over there. Okay, looks like I did a good job. No questions. So if you have any questions, this video will be up for another week. So if I take the last one down and I put the new one up. So it'll be up for a week, and you can certainly view it at any time. And in the meantime, just keep going to the Facebook group, because this is what we're all about. All right. Anyway, if you have questions, post them below. Be sure and leave me a name so that I'll know. And that's it for today. This is Dumont Owen saying ta-ta for now.